What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Marty for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Marty for here once again. Now I know I'm not supposed to be uploading videos for real, but I'm doing it anyway. And I've just been kind of sticking with Drag Race as of lately, and boy, I'm telling y'all, it has been killing me softly to let these episodes of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood go by and not say nothing. But I want to record some videos because I haven't done any videos in a while. Still gonna do Drag Race, but we're gonna hear me talk about Empire, okay? Because the new season just started, season 3. Now, Empire, as an opinion of the majority, or at least from ones that I've gathered, is that they feel like whatever the it factor was about Empire had been kind of lost, especially in like the last season, or the first half of the last season. I feel like the latter half was much better and got a lot more interesting, but the first half was kind of meh. Like, it was an event for Empire to come on. Like, people had parties, people, you know, just was looking forward to it, counting down, you know, the minutes. Whereas now, even myself, I still watch it, but I just DVR it and get to it, you know, when I can. It's never like okay, I have to watch this right now. You know what I'm saying? So, here comes season 3. Now, did Lee Daniels redeem the series in the way that we would have wanted him to? And my answer is, so far, so good. I'll definitely say that, because in the first 5 minutes of the episode, it was, well, I guess kind of confirmed as to what happened at the end of last season, where Boo Boo Kitty and Rhonda were fighting over the roof, and we heard somebody scream and fall over the edge. Now, honestly, whenever Empire has tried to give these cliffhangers where it's like, we don't know what happened or who did what, they've never really been difficult. Like when Rhonda was pushed down the stairs, it was common sense that Anita did it. Common sense. There was nobody else that would do that. You know? And it's just like now, where who do we think fell off the stairs? Whereas Boo Boo Kitty's character can't die. Not now. There's too much going on. She's having this baby by her ex's son, which is just scandal within of itself. So, and Rhonda's just, you know, the crazy bitch who is trying to out get and seeking revenge, you know, and a lot of people, and I just started knowing Rhonda's name. I just remembered her as Andre's wife for a long time. And I just kind of cemented her name in my head, and then she dies. So, you know, so it was obvious that Rhonda was going to die, because there was no way they were going to kill off Boo Boo Kitty at this moment. So, even though we know that, the episode started, and, you know, everybody's panicking about, you know, what just happened with the whole wedding bust and all that travesty. And Lucius and Jamal are outside. And I forget what what kind of conversation they were having. All of a sudden, it's raining women. Okay. And Rhonda's body just flops onto the top of this car, and she's just laid out like, you know, with the eyes open. That's usually extra creepy, and a little drip of blood coming down. I was like, oh. Well, if anybody was unsure and wanted to answer to that question, there you have it. In bold face print. Okay, so, well, there we go with that. And of course, my mind is thinking, oh no, because Andre is already a little, you know, mental, and he just lost his baby not too long ago. And now his wife was just thrown off of a roof. nobody's safe. I'm just gonna. I just feel like nobody's safe. I feel like Andre's gonna go on a rampage. He's gonna go just loco crazy because I fear for both his stability, mentally, physically, and everybody else around him. Because just imagining a regular person dealing with that would make a person lose their mind, especially if you put in somebody who already has diagnosed mental problems. On top of that, oh no. Oh no. My God. But we're gonna pray for him. Where are we? So he is, having a reaction to it, and Kitty is over there crying, screaming, saying, I am so sorry, she attacked me. Andre doesn't really care about that at this moment, and he has pinned her up against the wall, and all of a sudden her water breaks. So I think that baby may have low-key saved her life. Because once the water broke, he just kind of, I guess, snapped back and, carried her off to the hospital. So she gives, she's in the room giving birth, and all the people are there, friends and family, everybody's getting called to the hospital. And Lucius comes in, and he notices that there are these police people, or I'm guessing who are coming to get her for, the charges. And because remember, she was served papers in the last season, so to testify against Lucius. And when Lucius comes to the room, he pretty much, goes into her ear. Like, as she's giving birth, as she's trying to push, he was like, speaking of pushing, I want you to go out there and say that Rhonda pushed you and attacked you, and you had no other choice but to defend yourself. And that's going to be the story that you go with, because if you don't, it's going to be hell to pay. Like, he's trying to give her this whole ultimatum, this whole story that she needs to remember to tell the police as she's giving birth. And then on top of that, the doctor, they delivered the baby, and they said, oh, congratulations, it's a girl. Now you could just see the disappointment and the WTF moment that happened on Lucius' face, because he was told that it was a boy. And he's like, you lied to me. I'm like, really, Lucius? You have 3 already of your own. It's not like you just had all daughters and always wanted a boy and didn't get one. But now all of a sudden that you have a granddaughter, it's a problem. All right. So Hakeem is feeling a type of a way about the whole, his, bride walking out on him. And where does he go? He randomly decides to go visit Tiana, I believe that's her name. And he's drunk, obviously, but Hakeem just walked into the house and was like, I always loved you, and blah, 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 and how I feel about you, this, that, and the fourth. And he just starts going in his house and undressing. I'm just like, oh, well. My Lord. Okay. So, but Tiana, is not really having it. I don't know. But if y'all remember last season, she was looking at, when he proposed to that other girl whose name escapes me every time. She was kind of looking, low-key pissed and a little mad about it. So I'm like, do you love him? Because, she was still into women at the time. So where are you on the spectrum now, girl, But he's passed out drunk. Jamal was trying to call him for when they was giving birth to this baby. And so it's just like, oh, Lord. And then while they were waiting for the baby, in the meantime, I forgot to mention this. We see, everybody's kind of looking at Andre, and Andre just looking down, like, in, still kind of grasping the reality of what just happened. And, he recently had kind of, joined the church and kind of got really involved with the church. And, Cookie goes, there's a church up the street, we can go, we can pray, we can do whatever it is that you think you need to do. And he says, I'm done praying. Am I just supposed to believe that what just happened is a part of God's plan? Like, I'm through. I'm done with God and his plans. And he just went there. And it is, without getting too, preachy and religion into, it is so easy for us to take, what we see with our eyes and what we deem as unfair, and just feel like God's plan are just unfair and unreasonable. And even though we may not agree with it, all things are for the better good. Even though everybody who does pass on, they leave this world that is full of nonsense, and they go off to the higher land. So, and we may not like it, but it's all for the greater good. So it's very easy for somebody to kind of not understand or kind of lose sight of what their faith is, and this is just where he's at right now. I don't really think he means these words. I think he's just still in the moment, reacting to what just happened to his wife. It was sad. It's because you just feel so sorry for Andre. Like, Andre has had like the roughest. Well, yeah, Andre has had like the roughest life or just turn of events lately. It's just been really bad. He's had this whole mental situation going on for the longest. He just realized that his grandma was still alive, who had the same mental illness as him that he didn't know about. He just lost his baby. Now he lost his child. I mean, the same thing. Now he lost his wife. It's oof. Dealing with his own issues with Lucius. That's enough to make anybody crazy. Okay, so I don't even be blaming him for some of the stuff he be doing at this point. So, this is a part of the episode that I had trouble understanding because I don't fully know the backstory on this. But old dude who was busted into the booth talking about, to Hakeem about how he should do things and making this deal with Lucius about signing this girl and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure he was the same guy that showed up to the wedding drunk, but who is he and what is his relevance? Somebody have to explain that to me. I'm sure they said it somewhere amongst last season or in this episode. I may have just missed it. So if somebody could inform me as to who he is and what his deal is and why he's so pressed, I would love to know. I would appreciate y'all put that in the comments below. Let's see, where are we? So they discharged Kitty, Boo Boo Kitty, from the hospital after she done gave birth to this baby, who she named Bella, which is a beautiful girl's name. And they said that they want to make sure that she moves into the house with Lucius to kind of keep up the image of this marriage that they just had. So they walk into the house, carrying her stuff, and the mama is in there cutting fruit and vegetables, and I'm just like, oh Lord. Anytime that this woman is in the scene, I just never know. I just never know. So they both ask each other, like, what is she doing here, And she says, I moved in with Dwight. And she's like, well, I guess we are too. And the mama's just like, look, I can't trust you. What did she say? What was that analogy she used? She said, you're about as trustworthy as a snake and a hamster being. I was like, oh, wow, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one. And so she's approaching him with the knife, and it's just like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, mama, she ain't afraid to go there. So, Anika, you best watch out. You know what I'm saying? So, next scene that I want to talk about was this guy named Tyreek, who I have to kind of figure out his whole background too, because it looks like he has a relationship. He has like a background with Lucius and like some of Cookie's sisters, and I wasn't really too much clear as to who he was. But he comes to dinner and basically goes down the line and just starts reading everybody, basically trying to expose this whole fraud relationship or this marriage. He's talked about, he talked about Lucius. He talked about Jamal. He talked about Andre. He even came for Cookie, and everybody, all the family was coming to Cookie's defense. They was ready to fight over Cookie. Okay, and he was, just trying to push everybody's buttons, and I'm just like, look. I said, I need to know who he is to these people and why they are not beating him down. Okay, I somebody has to tell me. Somebody help me understand, because inquiring minds want to know. You know what I'm saying? So Jamal is supposed to do this performance at this Swiftstream Empire event that they do, and the plan was for him to do this song, and and Lucius made a deal with this artist that crazy guy came in and wanted to sign, that she would do backup for the performance, and that would just be it. But for some reason, when the performance started, Jamal just kind of, I don't know if he was just being triggered by the flashing lights. That's what it seemed like. He started feeling the pain from his wound, his gunshot wound, and he left. He lost it. And I guess, they realized that they pulled him off stage to backstage just to kind of get him together again. And so they just kept looping the intro music, waiting for somebody to come and sing. And that background girl, she was just kind of looking like, oh, this could be my chance. And so she gets up there and nails it. Now, mind you, when they were doing rehearsal for this song, I was like, it's okay. It's a good song lyrically. But for some reason, Jamal was not delivering it in a way that was, I don't know. It just didn't register. But for some reason, when she stepped up to the mic and she did it, it worked. Okay? I don't know if this is kind of like, if that kind of song just matches better with a female voice, but it just worked so much more effectively when she did it. And now I guess Lucius is mad because I guess he has to, now that she's the face of the whole Empire event instead of Jamal and all this other stuff, it's just crazy. But lastly, y'all, because I don't want this to be too long, last thing I want to talk about is, like I said, poor Andre. Andre is sitting in, because he moved in with Jamal while he's going through this whole situation because he doesn't want to be alone. And he's, in the, what looks like the living room or wherever, we're by the fireplace. Ooh, excuse me. And he said, Andre messed up. Andre's messed up. I should have listened to you or should have defended you. Andre messed up. And he's just, talking to himself, beating himself up about his wife's death. And then all of a sudden, Rhonda comes like, yeah, you did mess up. And he's looking over thinking he's going crazy. And she just starts reading him like, look, without me, you were nothing. You didn't know how to take your pills, to do overdose or underdose. Without me, you just some Philly thug with mental problems. I'm like, dang. In death, she just going there. She don't give two F's about nothing no more. And so he's just, saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, just pleading to this ghost. And then, not Andre, but Jamal comes in and see him talking to the air, and he's just like, Andre, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And you can see Jamal is just horrified by what he just saw. He's so nervous about his brother, but Andre, oof, bless him, because my Lord, I can't imagine. But that was the season 3 premiere of Empire. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys know those storylines or those characters that I could not fill in the blanks, please help a brother out and let me know in the comments. But thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to talk about this season of American Horror Story. We're going to talk about that. And of course, RuPaul is going to come on tomorrow, so that will be, a regular video. But I'm going to start slowly getting back into the groove of things because, yeah, I miss doing it. And I'm going to try to keep it as PG as possible. But thanks again so much for you guys watching and being patient with me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.